Truly Living Well, we have Natural Urban Farms and the Center for Natural Urban Agriculture. We've been growing food. Focus now is on the center. We have 3 legs to our program. We grow quality food. We teach agriculture education. We provide people with horticultural literacy. And then we do community development, community building through our work. So our focus now is on teaching people, bringing as many folks as we can in to learn how to grow food and create self-sufficiency. That keeps us busy. He just got back from New York from a conference. He's had 50 people out there planting. What did we plant? Kale, garlic. So we grow. This last week, we have a market every Wednesday. Last week we had collards, mustards, turnips, kale, broccoli, spinach, food.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Emmanuel.
Excuse me. The reason I'm here is because he asked me to. Real simple.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Emmanuel. Here representing H.A.B.E.S.H.A. Incorporated. H.A.B.E.S.H.A is an organization committed to uplifting the community, primarily through education for the children. And we also have a strong sustainable agriculture program. I'm honored to be here amongst my elders and my brothers and people and everybody. I'm an electrician, 5 years, been able to work myself into a position of foreman. Also worked with an independent contractor, and I've installed some solar panels. I'm still learning a lot about that. I believe it's because of that that I was asked to throw my 2 cents in, whatever it's needed. So,
so obviously we have a lot of experts on our panel today, and with the blessing of having so much mind power, soul power in one room, I'm going to do us all a favor of keeping my mouth shut and just kind of helping to guide the energy if need be, but I think it's already self-guided energy. One thing that I was listening to today actually was a sermon cut by Imam Jamil Alameen. The topic was deceiving our nature, but in the sermon he was talking about agriculture. He was talking about, in fact, the 1930s. I just said of our community that one of the ways that we got through the Great Depression, not just economic depression, but mental depression, was that we had our own little plots of garden, and we were able to make use of what the Creator gave us. You know what I'm saying? And it's so important, again, so relevant for this time, as we all know the people, our people ourselves are facing an economic crunch. So I would like to start by just asking you all, throw it out there. I'll start with you, Bella. Just from right now, I know we're going to cover some history, and hopefully this is going to be 90% technique and strategy, and 10% at the most of theory, anything else. But right now, today, if we had 5 minutes to tell the whole world via international broadcast what the most pressing issue is regarding agriculture, regarding our involvement with the soil and our sustainability, the whole issue of our sustainability, how would you address that?
Okay. Number one, the majority of the land on the planet has been used to grow product, grow feed for animals, especially in America. So the problem is not enough land. The problem is not enough land. The problem is not being utilized properly. You can grow 10 times more food if you remove the animals, okay, especially the beef, pork, okay. Now, the other thing is that there's a cultural problem. The cultural problem is that people no longer cook it, especially in the black community in America. They're not cooking. So we got to get people back into the kitchen, and we got to be trained how to use raw food. We found that the problem we had with producing food at Muhammad farms, when we sent it to the cities, they did not do with a crate. So we got to get them back into the kitchen and start growing food. The third thing is the black farmers are dying out. And the white farmers, children are not going to come into farming when the white farmers go out. Because they've kept the prices of farm commodities, people don't want to pay for food, the prices are low, but the inputs are high, so the crunch is small in terms of profitability, a lot of risk. The new cotton picker called costs $580,000. Pretty high figure. Now, so the risks are high, so they're falling out of farming, they're not going back in. Black farmers have been taken out. You got to go back into farming. How do we do that? We got to find some new farmers. How do we do that? They're in the cities. How do we do that? We start them off with the gardens. So the urban gardening fits into a start. I'm trying to find some urban people, and then, like I told you, New York, we have a transition, learn how to grow a little food up in New York, save your property in New York, move down south, buy you some land and a house, and learn how to survive. So that's it.
I'm going to come back to you on that. But Rashid, I'd like to ask you the same question. From your perspective, as someone who's dealing with urban agriculture right here in
Well, I can only feed on what the brother said. We have to learn to do for self. There's nothing more revolutionary than growing your own food. If I control your food, I control you. It's just that simple. So you need to grow where you are. Grow the food. So the paradigm that Brother Ridley has just created means that folk need to learn how to do this. And that's the function that we have at the center, is to teach and train people as much as possible to grow food where you are. You can grow food on the balcony, you can grow it in the backyard, you can grow food in your kitchen, you can grow food, but we have to get back into it. As he says, people are not cooking. Every corner you go to, there's a Burger King or a McDonald's or some kind of computerized food that you can get. And then the food that you do is oil subsidies, and we got all the hybrids. Never mind the GMO. People don't understand about the hybrid food that you get. And all the diseases that are endemic in our community, you can trace it. They haven't said this, but I marked this one down. That you go trace the introduction of the hybrid food, hybrid seed, and you can see the trace of all the problems that we have in this country. We are disrespectful to the soil. That means we're disrespectful to Mother Earth. And that's we're disrespectful to ourselves. So that same level of disrespect that we see that has those young boys running around with drawers hanging out in the street, we show that throughout the entire community. I was sitting with a group of Ivy League intellectuals last night. These are brothers that I've known for a long time. They're all smart. All the problems they came up with, I said the solution is grow food. And they look at me initially, it's crazy. But then you break it down, it makes no sense to me to go out and try to beat you over the head and try to taste it. I can show you. Listen, I can help. But I can't force you to do anything. If you want to deal with obesity, grow food. You're going to lose weight out in the garden, and you're going to have good quality food. Whatever disease you have, if you have good quality food coming in your body, it's going to help. And that starts by building soil. Healthy soil makes healthy food, makes healthy people. So the solution to the agricultural problem, people need to grow food. Okay? The whole globalization process, we're going getting people in Africa to export raw materials to get processed. I lived overseas for many years. Kwame Nkrumah was a great influence in my life. He got me into the one of the people that influenced me to get into the ag business because he made a mistake. He had the best cocoa in the world. He used that cocoa to finance all that development that they were doing. And then the Europeans decided they weren't mad at him. They dropped the price, stopped buying the cocoa, called in his loans, set up the conditions for a coup. They still do this to this day. You take that beautiful cocoa that's grown in West Africa, they send it to Europe and they import Hershey bars. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. So, I'm going to shut up. Grow food. That's the solution.
There's something I want to go back to. I'm going to write some notes so you can expound on it. In terms of growing healthy soil, the first time I met you, I came to your garden. You made a very big impression on me with that statement. You know how it's really not about the plants you grow; it's about the soil. It's about the soil. So I'd like for you to expound on that in terms of some techniques, again, in the urban area.
It's a very simple process. I love when I have people who call themselves atheists come out to the farm. And I say, well, you don't believe in God. Cool. Make a tree. Just make a tree. Soil, I don't even try and grow food. I make soil. I build soil. God grows food. It's just that simple. And such miracles that we see out there every day. You take a little seed and put it in the ground, put some water on it, and it just grows. Okay? I know so many people get up every day, they go to work, and they feel like they're going to hell. I get up and go out to the field. I know I need God. Right? So, you know, and I'm in this group of brethren, adding all of this talk about God and other earth, but it drives me. I'm very clear that all I can do is be of service and help making this transformation, this transition, and helping people bring together. The question brother asked me about the soil. You build the soil. If you feed the soil actually eats. Okay? You can see it. We put wood chips out there. We have to put them out there 3 or 4 times a year, but we grow semi-permanent beds. We have different techniques than we do. Everything I teach people how to do here in the city, you can do with a hoe, a rake, and a shovel. You don't need any equipment. This brother got tractors down there. He has to. Got all that land. We have a couple of farms in the city that they use the tractors. Everything we do, the first time through, we might use a tractor to till it up. After that, all the work can be done with a hoe and a shovel. In our soil, Kofi knows, H.A.B.E.S.H.A knows, brothers, all my brothers here. You go out and stick your hand right down into our dirt. You've seen it too. You've been out there. Just as I got a lot of folk that have been out there. So, put your hand right in that same Georgia red clay that sticks on your boots. Not out. After rain, we can still go out there because we continue to put compost in the ground. That's it. I don't use any bags of any kind of fertilizer. Just compost. What comes out the rear end of animals, mixed with some wood chips, and we put it back in. So I'm feeding that soil. There's life in the land. You dig in our soil, you'll find earthworms, millipedes, centipedes, roly-polies, microflora, microfauna, microphages, all of things that create that web of life. How you do this is by building soil. Soil is the key to all of it. It helps prevent disease in the plants. And the soil strong, plants strong. Strong plants make healthy food to feed us. So, did I answer your question?